Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Africa Straight Talk. We are Africa's unapologetic podcast that brings you discussions of matters of the African continent and its diaspora in a very unique and straightforward way. My name is Manuel Nadeau, and we thank you for your unwavering support of our podcast. My co-hosts are my colleagues, Kabochi Mbunkwa, Edwin Ukongo, and Kwesi Wilson, who is vacationing back home in Ghana. Hello, my good people. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, Nado.
I'm actually glad we didn't forget Kwesi this time round.
Well, we didn't forget him last time. I just took all the spotlight.
Yeah, you were the shiny new coin last week.
So, Kabochi, Kwesi is not here to rebut. To start an argument with you.
No, nobody should tell him anything.
He always answer the way you answer.
Yeah. I'm not missing that at all. Not missing it. So That's a good thing.
Well, very good. So how's you guys doing? I mean, I'm glad that the heat is off for a few days now.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, it was brutal. I don't know how you guys survive because over here in the East Bay, we're pretty close to the water, so it wasn't all that bad. But I don't know, how was it for you guys on your end?
In Death Valley.
Death Valley.
Oh my God.
You guys know that's the definition of hell, right?
Right. Man, I went to Nado's house a couple of times during those days, and Jesus, man, as soon as you leave the tunnel from Auckland, it goes up like 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Wait, so I thought you were leaving your house to Nado's house. Like, there's no difference in the temperature. Oh, where were you?
No, there's no difference.
There's not much difference.
Yeah.
But it's just that I had to park a little farther to walk in the 110-degree heat, and that was not fun.
That's true at all. And on 4th of July, we went to Edwin's house and we hang around there with his family, and we went to see the firework.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we haven't spoke since then, you know?
Oh no. Yeah,
oh wow.
So
how was it?
Well, they came over. I made some food, and then we walked with my family to the marina here near our house, which is about half a mile away. And surprisingly, it's the first time that we've stayed around for July 4th in town. So usually we go with our friends like out of the area, like drive an hour and a half away. And then this year we went and watched the fireworks in my town, and then we came home. Yeah. And the illegal ones were bigger than the ones the city.
Right.
That's exactly how it is.
My goodness.
Yeah, the illegal fireworks are always the best ones than the legal ones. Like, that show is so boring.
Until they catch, like, your house catches fire. Like,
of course. Like, it happened. Didn't it happen? Like, in San Jose, they had the legal fireworks and caused a fire.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as a matter of fact, that night, right across the marina, there was a fire going on over there.
Where nobody leaves. So I think that might have started with the legal ones from fireworks. The city. But when we came home, I was like, man, next time Nado and I will just sit on the porch and watch them. Like, I live near like this park where they just do it. They did them all night, man. I was like, why did I even go?
Yeah, I know. We took chairs, long chairs, and went over there on the grass. It was nice. There were a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know.
One thing I noticed this year, though, they didn't go as far, as much as they did the years before. Like the years before, they'll be like 10 days after, and they're still like, you hear some
You
fireworks.
know what? You're right, actually. In fact, they used to go all the way until Labor Day, until September. That's when they would stop.
Yeah,
But
they
you
was
would
just like
hear fireworks here and there.
here and there. But this year, I think,
They
people,
caught the largest illegal fireworks. I saw
Maybe.
that on the news. Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
hauled the largest, I don't know how many tons of illegal fireworks that was gonna be sold to, people. So maybe, I don't
So
know.
maybe they
Yeah.
put them out of business. I mean, last year I had to go save my neighbor's house. My wife was like working in the office, and she sees smokes coming from one of our neighbor's house. And I ran over there, and this guy was home with his wife and kid, and they have no idea that there's a fire creeping into
On there.
yeah, like on
Wow.
the
Wow.
brush outside the and I had like knocking, and I like, get out, and we took the fire horses and hooked them up and started like putting
Look
out the
at
fire.
you, resident
Yeah,
fire
Yeah.
brigade,
firefighter, hot shots.
firefighter. Look at
You know
you.
about the hot shots?
No, what is
Do you know
that?
the hot shots are those Native American firefighters who are some of the like the forest fires. They
Yeah.
know how to put them. So like
Oh,
usually
yeah.
they call them the hot
Oh,
shots. Yeah.
so that's you,
I
huh?
was putting my hot shot skills on in.
Okay. Did they give you a key to the city for saving a house?
I know, that's true.
No, no, they
Didn't
like
even
didn't.
make the
Well,
local news, do
and
anything?
seriously, well, but speaking of fire, it's over like a few months ago, maybe a couple months ago, my village where I come from, my hometown, the little shopping center, there are some buildings that caught fire, and the county fire department they came in a record 20 minutes. No, that's not the punchline.
Well,
That's
you
the
mean,
The
okay.
punchline is that they came and they realized that their tanker had no water.
Well,
I am not surprised.
maybe I was going to say maybe they came and Matatu maybe.
No, they have like now they have a tanker. Like when I was growing up, there's nothing like that. But
I'm
now they have
surprised the
one.
tanker had gas.
The engine came,
Yeah.
and then the most shameful thing is like from where we live, where the fire was, if they had a hose, like a 200-foot hose, and just throw it in there's like a creek by, they could have put out the fire, but they didn't even have a hose. I'm like, oh man,
What?
somebody.
How were they thinking about putting out the fire?
Well, they forgot they did not have a water in it.
I am not
Somebody
surprised.
probably took the water that was in there and sold it.
Sold
for
it.
some
Yeah, probably.
construction.
Yeah, that's true. Put it in it.
Anything is possible.
Put it in a
Anything is
plant.
possible in that little continent of ours.
Put it-
Little
put it
big
in a-
continent.
Oh, man.
Put it in a plastic. In a
Hopefully.
plastic. Go sell it.
Yeah. Hopefully, this uprising that is happening will scare some of them away, and things will start working.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then y'all saw Trump got shot.
Yeah.
Okay, I shouldn't laugh. It's not
Yeah.
it's not good.
I mean, it's
that,
well.
but
Yeah,
It's kind of funny.
I think
I saw it. We were like my youngest had a birthday party, and we were like getting out to go to like this, a place where kids have birthday party, and like I think it was like 10 minutes before, and my wife just like, oh, Trump just got shot. Somebody shot Trump. Like she saw it happen on live TV.
because she was
Oh, she was
watching.
I was watching the
it.
TV,
Oh.
and she saw it, and Trump touched his ear. And then when I saw him like come out, it was bleeding a little bit, and he's like mouthing off like, fight, fight, fight. And I'm thinking he probably feigned this. Like who?
Yeah.
He probably faking this, trying to get out.
I would say that we at Africa Straight Talk, we are not about violence.
No,
Not at all.
no.
But my goodness,
I mean, the
Can you
man.
imagine if he actually got his target?
Well, I'm glad. Well, you know what saved him? What they said is that the would-be assassin was on a roof, right? And before he was ready, a cop saw him.
Oh,
So the
okay.
cop like climbed up the
Yeah.
wall and looked
Yeah.
at him, and he pointed a gun at the cop. Because the cop could not let go, could not hold on with one hand and pull his gun. He went down. So the guy, the kid, I mean, like 20-year-old
He was
kid,
20-year-old, yeah.
yeah, he began shooting. So if he had time to aim,
Yeah,
oh,
that would
it
have
would
been.
Would
be a
have hit
different
his
story.
target. Oh
Yeah.
my
It would have
God,
been
yeah.
a different story.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we don't want that to happen.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And
For
then-
anybody.
Yeah, and then what some of the comments I was looking online as soon as they identified
The
they're
shooter
like-
is not an
they're like-
immigrant
they're like,
or
it's
a
not
black
an immigrant, it's
person
not black, it's
or
not-
Democrat.
Everybody was like,
It was one of their
well,
own.
I
What we say.
usually know as soon as they said his name was Thomas something
Crook.
Crooks. No, they give 3 names.
Yeah.
And you see a white man who goes by 3 names,
No.
terrorist.
It's true.
That's
But,
John
but-
Wayne Gacy.
Me, you know
John
what
Wayne
I
Gacy.
say?
That's one of
Yeah, they all have 3 names. But what I usually say is kikulacho kinguoni mwako. Right? Sindio.
Yeah. We explain that for those.
Oh, you want me to explain kikulacho?
I mean, yeah, because
whatever is bothering you, yes, for Nado's sake, whatever is bothering you, it's within you. It's in your own. You have to look within yourself, within your community, within your people, to find the problem. It's not outside. It's never on the outside. It is always on the inside.
Well, they always say that your enemy is always close to you.
Exactly.
That's basically what it is. Yeah. Well, and they say like there's no great empire that has fallen because it lost a war. It falls because they implode. It kills itself.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We see that in the Roman Empire. Those emperors,
All of
they
them.
the brother killed the brother, the brother, and so forth.
You don't even have to go to the Roman Empire. The Bible.
Yeah.
Jesus. Who betrayed Jesus? Isn't it one of his own people?
Yeah, his own people.
But in case you are out there wondering, like, why were they praying that it's not an immigrant or a black person, or it's because we are the scapegoats here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah.
That's the right word. We are the scapegoats.
All the European countries, including America, of course, immigrants are always the scapegoat. All the policy is about immigrant,
keeping them out. Keeping them out.
Yeah, and then we have been the punching bag because as immigrants, we have not really realized how powerful we are. Like a lot of us here are U.S. citizens, and many of us did not vote here until Obama came, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine if we could come up with like a league of immigrant voters,
group. Yeah, that's true.
Group like this is the League of Immigrant Voters.
Yeah.
You would hear these idiots stop talking about immigration as a problem. How many Africans do we have in this country?
Oh my God.
Oh, that would be good research.
Yeah, we got. I mean, the last time I checked, there was like 1.5 million.
Can you believe it?
African immigrants.
That's almost like a country,
and that was like 10 years ago. Right? If we were to come together and say, okay, here we are immigrants, and we've got 20 million votes. I dare you to fuck with us.
But now that we are talking about immigrants and ourselves and how powerful and how strong we are, I mean, that's what this episode is about, right? It's about us. It's about the diaspora. It's about who we are and what we do and why are we here, and what power and what strength do we have that we can leverage, not just to make our lives better, but to actually be an influence outside on the continent that we've come from, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I would love to start with who are the diasporans? Who are we? And how do we define that in terms of this episode that we're doing today?
Well, I think Edwin said it before, and also there were so many statistics that, show that the diaspora, the African diaspora, they are the most educated people.
That's true.
Like some of us come over here from another, but like me, I came over here, I didn't speak English. I have to go through learning the English first, English as a second language, for years and years and years before I was able to to be fluent in English and be able to go to school, because they won't even let you go to school to whatever college or university you want to go until you master the English language. So we have challenges, but in spite of these challenges, we do very well when we get, we go to school or universities.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are three people in this episode, right? All of us came to America at different times. Nado came here in the 80s. Edwin, you came here, in the 90s? Mid-90s. And I came like mid-2000s. So we're almost like a decade out from each other.
Right.
And that is so interesting. But what are some of the reasons, before we go to the reasons why we left the countries that we came from, what are some of the reasons that bring immigrants here, us, like African immigrants, to America especially? Because I hear America is the most popular country for immigrants.
Well, I would say that there are probably three type of immigrants. Immigrants that came over here to go to school because they had the money, or their parents had the money to send them here. Or some of us just decided, I want to go to school because I want to study this, and America is the best place to do it. And then you have these other immigrants that came because of war. This is totally different. Yeah? Because of war going on over the globe, or famine, or something,
Refugees.
Refugees.
Yes, refugees.
Yes.
And then you have those adventurers. I know many of those adventurers that came over
African
here.
adventurers?
Yeah, they're adventurers because they came without no goals.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you mean the ones that came with the band and then stayed?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like an inside joke.
No, it's not. I mean,
No, but that's true, though. That's true.
Nado and I have worked in the radio for decades, right? And we have interviewed musicians, a lot of people, and then so in the music industry, especially, there are people who are coming with the band, or people come here for sports, and then one of them just like doesn't want to go back home,
Yeah.
It's just, so
and disappears.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but the main reason is that it's economics, right? And whether we like it or not, we are most of us here in the United States as Africans, we are refugees, either for financial reasons or educational reasons, And then you have the people who lately have come here as green card holders, like who come here. Those are the ones who are just like have it made. Like you come over here the next day, you go to the DMV and you get your ID, you get your social security number, and you hit the road working. They don't have to dodge. They don't have to go hang out and do things. So
manual
that is
labor.
The green card lottery.
The green card lottery, yeah.
No, they still doing, a lot of them are still doing manual labor.
Yeah,
because
but their path is a little easier than someone who just comes here for education.
Yeah.
With all the restrictions that come with education, the green card lottery or winners, it's a little easier.
Financial support. They get financial support also.
Well, by the way, it has gotten a lot harder for students to come here after 9/11. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
before 9/11, I came here as a student, went to school a little bit, dropped out, went, and nobody cared. And, I went around and round and round and round. Somehow I made it work. I went back to school. But after Osama bin Laden and Al Qaeda attacked the World Trade Center, then they found out that of those 19 hijackers, like an overwhelming majority of them came on a student visa.
On a student visa, yeah.
So now it's a lot difficult. I've got friends here and kids of friends who come here, students, and they're just like struggling because there's no leeway. They can't get a job. So Osama bin Laden ruined it for us. For the students.
Between the 1980 when Nado was here and when you were here, life must have been much easier for you probably to get work. Did it have to be under the table like what it is right now for some of these people? Or
I came in the in the Clinton
90s
year. Yeah, the Bill Clinton years.
Yeah.
And you could quit a job this morning, and then you get another one by the afternoon.
The economy was
there were jobs in there. Nobody cared. We just like went there with a California ID and they gave you a job. So things didn't get
literally
they knew
sweep
that
money
we were,
off the streets and you could pick it off the trees. Literally.
No.
Y'all are the ones that spoiled it for us.
Not that
do not think that because we had jobs that we had it easy. The amount of abuse that we went through. I remember naturally my eyes get red, right?
Yeah.
And I have to use this eye drops. And then back then I didn't know. So I would just go to work and this guy is every time I walked in and this is a manager, it's like, Jamaica man, you need to stop smoking that ganja.
Jamaica man. Did you have dreadlocks?
No. It's just your eyes red.
Because you Jamaican guy.
Because you had red eyes.
Because I had red eyes. I'm Jamaican and I'm black.
And you must be smoking marijuana.
Right now, that manager would have been cancelled and fired.
No. At that time, you do not know your rights. You're new immigrant.
And
you're like, this is
that is still the same now. A lot of people don't know their rights.
Exactly.
You are listening to Africa Straight Talk. Subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your podcast. Africa Straight Talk, Africa's unapologetic podcast.
So the challenges don't seem to be any different in the varying decades. But has anything gotten any better?
Well, that, for the immigrants who are coming here,
right now,
I would say a majority of them from the ones I've met, they are coming with green cards, right? The ones I know from, a lot of them are coming with it. Of course, there are some who are coming as refugees, and if you're coming as refugees, you're pretty much given services and or even right to work. So as far as students go. Now it's actually gotten worse for students because if you come here, you have to prove before you come from Kenya or Nigeria or whatever that you have enough money to cater for right?
Exactly.
You are not allowed, even the school is not allowed to give you more than 10, 20 hours a week of work on campus.
Yeah. So you're supposed to go to school and go home. That's it.
And go home,
Exactly. So, and then as you all might know, people who come here as students, unless they're coming from some rich family, are not people who have a lot of money. Right? Which is why, recently the idea of how disproportionate the number of student visas that have been given to Africans compared to other parts of the world. Africa gets shortchanged.
Very, exactly.
Let's talk about that because that's interesting that I saw on X or maybe it's on YouTube that these embassies throughout the African continent, they know they are not going to give them visa, but they let you fill out all the paper and you pay for the visa.
Man.
And then they refuse you visa and they keep the money.
Yeah. There's no guarantee. Yeah.
Can you believe it?
I mean, it's we talk a lot about Western countries taking resources from our continent.
Yeah.
This is one area where I think our countries, the poor people of our countries, are being ripped off.
That's
right?
it.
For example, you know, a few weeks ago, I lost a niece, and we were trying to get like our relatives to come from Kenya for the funeral in Boston. And they ask you to have this and this and this and this, and you go there. And you have to pay more than $200. Huh?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, for one person.
Yeah.
And then you go over there and they just like decline you. They don't give you a reason.
Yeah.
They don't tell you anything, like denied. So what it seems that is happening there from the people I've spoken to, from my relatives and other people I've spoken to, is that they just know that today we're going to give 10 out of every 100 people that walk into the door. They know that.
They know that.
They know that.
Yeah.
But they are taking money from
everybody,
90 other people, right? Knowing that they're not going to give them a visa.
So my thing is this: people still go out and apply for these visas to come here, knowing very well that the chances are so slim of getting it. But why do they apply for these visas?
Well,
it's because this place is attractive enough to because of that risk, the risk and reward.
Yeah,
right? The reward is so high.
So so people are going, I mean, why do people play the lotto, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
we play the lottery. You see it, somebody won it, right? You heard that someone won.
And you may be next.
So you keep playing. You keep playing. But the thing is, the lotto is $1 per ticket.
Yeah.
It's not $200 per ticket.
Yeah.
See? So,
yes.
I mean,
I get that. Continue.
So here, the argument here is that it's actually not really about America, but more about our countries, right?
Yeah. We need to denounce this.
Do you know when you go to Kenya on a US on a US visa, how much money you pay for a visa?
$50.
$50. But I mean, it's up to 55 now, right?
Oh, really? They increased it.
So $50, right? And in fact, it used to be that you could get it at the airport.
At the airport, no
questions asked. If you're going to be there less than 30 days, right? Is that a fair relationship?
No, it's not fair. It really isn't fair. But what I like is now you can't just go to the airport and get a visa. You have to get it when you're here.
But still.
I know. One step at a time, one step at a time.
No.
We have to know our worth. We have to know our worth.
So
we
our worth is $50?
No. Our worth is way more than $50. They need to make it just as hard, hard to get that visa. You want to come and see our animals because that's what it is that drives you to go there. Well, let's do this. You need to apply for this visa 3 months in advance, there's no guarantee that you're going to see it.
I am conflicted on that because I'm like, okay, then we put.
I'm all for an eye for an eye.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, but then you're like, okay, then. That gives Ruto and the likes more money to go frickin' buy, $250,000 watches,
Okay, so what do you want, Edwin? What do you want?
I mean, I want a good.
Like what?
I want good governance, the way these kids have been asking in Kenya.
Yeah.
And I want us to say, you know what? If the U.S. is charging $200 for a visa, let's charge $200 for a visa.
Well, you know what?
Okay.
That is what those three countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, that's exactly what they're doing.
Right.
You make it difficult for us to come to your place. We make it difficult for you to come.
Yeah, that's that. Well, and in fact, it's not making it difficult. It's just being fair.
Yeah.
Right? Because so why are you charging us, $200? I mean, put it 150. Okay, I'll give you $50 off. Right? and no, serious, and use that money well, right? And when in fact the people who are traveling from here to Kenya, the Americans or the Europeans, who are they are more likely to afford $150 than an African is to afford $200.
Of course. I don't know. I mean,
no, we need to expose that, and I think many of these countries in Africa, the youth there, the people who are going to demand those visas, they should start talking about that, because they've been doing that for a long time. Those embassies.
Yeah. So we need to know our worth.
We need to know our worth. We need to stand up to anybody that it just tells us that we are inferior. We need to stop being the purveyors of white supremacy.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
that's what Nado they hate about what's going on in
those three countries,
Niger, Mali, and
Burkina Faso.
And Burkina
Faso. Right. Yeah. So, and they failed. Did you guys see that video by these cartoon character Matt Gates?
Yeah, Matt Gates. Yeah.
I saw the video, but I didn't listen to it. Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
I will listen to it.
He's upset.
But
he's
when Matt Gates opens his mouth, I'm just like, just shut it.
I know.
Like, what are you saying?
I know.
Are you even worth anyone's time?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. All right. You the one that sent that video. Yeah.
So I sent that video, and it's a very short. I'll play it.
You know what a real U.S. president would do? Say that C-130s are on their way to Niger today with the water and the medicine and the food our troops need, that they will have a full fighter pilot escort there. And if the Nigerian government or any other third world thug tries to even turn on their air defense systems, we should show those leaders and those thugs what the target package looks like on their houses and their family members, because it should not be Americans that are suffering because President Biden and Blinken are so embarrassed that their strategy in Africa failed that they're willing to let Americans' conditions deteriorate.
Anyway, now that it's got about another minute, so you get the idea. Did you hear?
Oh my God. What did I just say? When he opens his mouth, he's not even worth the sauce that I put in my food.
I mean, this guy.
Really.
I mean, it sounds like Africa belongs to them.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So now here is three countries that are saying, you know what? Fuck you, Matt Gates.
Get your stuff and get out. Yeah.
Get your stuff and get out. You're not going to disrespect us like this. Right? And they can't take it. And one thing they don't understand is that these three coups that have happened, right? They're very different from the coups that were engineered by the likes, these warmongers, these racists. In fact, he almost said niggers.
Yeah.
And he corrected himself and said thugs. So these guys were. These are very different from those coups where the military came in town and as Fela said,
killed a lot of people.
Tears, sorrow, tears, and blood. They killed a lot. That did not happen here. Everyone was behind it because we are tired. This needs to happen everywhere in Africa.
Yeah.
If you've lived here long enough, you have the knowledge and the power to stand up. But if you're still relatively new, oh wow.
Well, it's not. How many of us, Haboshi? We're talking about the number of Africans immigrants here in this country. Right? There are 2.1 million of us and growing. Yeah. Right? And this is a 2019 number, by the way, according to the Migration Policy Institute. Right? And that number has gone up. I mean, like. In the last 20 years, keeps going up. A lot of us are highly educated, as Nado said. We know this. We know that whenever, the things that we were told about white people, they are not true. They are not smarter than we are, right? They're just smarter at stealing things from other people. Their governments are.
Bringing war and
bringing war and stealing technologies from other people and rewriting history, right? So A lot of us who are here know that, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's time for us to start saying, you know what? I mean, ways that we need to create like a diaspora X or whatever army.
Yeah.
The way we
Whoa.
went, no.
No.
This is true because
No,
we
like
have
online army.
Define army. Define
Like an
army.
like an army, like the beehive of
Yeah,
Beyonce.
you
Yeah,
have
that's
to-
what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Oh,
bees.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. For that to happen, we need to be united. How do
Right.
we become united as one?
I think in the diaspora, we could be quickly more united in the diaspora than in the continent. Because we have leaders there that don't want unification. The leaders have been used to attack their own brothers and sisters in those three countries.
Yeah. I mean, we have to.
Yeah, go ahead, Edwin.
No, finish. Go ahead, finish.
As we speak, there are several military contingents in Benin and Ivory Coast. They're planning for months now to destabilize Burkina Faso, and the young president there, the transitional president of Burkina Faso, has had several assassination attempts already on him. See that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I want to see an African country stand up and say, you know, this is enough.
Yeah.
I want to see an African country say, you know what, you want to start war with us? Let's go to war.
But why would, anyway, I mean, there's so many questions there. Like, why would America want to start a war with an African country?
Because they like,
Are we
they
talking
like
about
it. They like
war
to
with
start war
guns
all over.
and
Yeah,
armies
you're
and
talking
all
about,
that?
yes,
But,
they have an army
America
there.
is just gonna win. Like that's not even a worthy opponent.
No. The thing is, this is what I'm excited about what's happening in Kenya. If this here, because we are using their own words, right?
Yeah.
The same way Black people use the Bible to contradict slavery, right? And other advocates of, anti-slavery movement, using their own words, okay? They have always come to countries like ours to do what they've done because they have looked at this lawless place, right? In Kenya, the thing that everyone has been calling is like a constitution. We got a constitution that is as good as the American Constitution. And I've read that thing. If we were to enforce it. So what do you want from us? And for that to happen, Africans need to do what the Chinese did. The Chinese lived in poverty for 60 years, 40 years. You know? They struggled because they believed that, you know what, we can build our own thing that belongs to us, right? And they build it. And they educated their own kids in math, science, engineering, all these things to be able to invent their own things, right? They're not over there saying like, oh, fair trade, you sell us cars and TVs and we sell you grain
and coffee and cocoa and things like that.
They're like, no, we can invent. I saw someone online talking about like how the women are being oppressed in the area where I come from, and they're like, a whole sack of avocados is 500 shillings, which is like $5. We need this area to, a factory that adds value and create oil. And it's like, create avocado oil is so easy to make. But people don't always think about that. It's like, hey, form a cooperative and go on YouTube and see how easy it is to make avocado oil.
And it's expensive. It's expensive here.
It's expensive,
man. I tried to make it in the house, and I'm just like, this is a lot of work. Shit.
It is a lot of work. Yeah, but the
that's
thing
why
is,
it's expensive.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of work.
But I hear you. Yeah, but I hear you. Form a cooperative, get a loan. You know, if you're 10 of you, and in fact, even do it yourself, sell the little that you have, and then build that way and scale upwards. So that is those are
that's
some of
exactly.
the things that...
And if you are like in like this area where I come from, every home has like avocados. You could share that, and you share and you package it and you form a cooperative and say this oil is coming from Makairo avocado farmers. right? And then you can sell it to these liberals as fair trade,
It's
but the
true,
thing
yeah.
is that these young people, they need to be involved in that. The problem is that they are leaving it to their mothers. So where are these kids going there and saying, what, we can solve a lot of these problems. Now, let's not rely on the West. We are capable of doing this.
And this is where we in the diaspora come. Our role is to help our fellow African brothers and sisters on the continent think outside the box. Because we here are taught how to think outside the box. Even when you leave your little village and you see something new, you learn new things and you get new ideas and you grow. Right? So you like this idea of avocados, right? Maybe they don't know what to do with the avocados.
No, they don't.
They don't. But we out
that's
here we've seen that there's so many DIY projects everywhere. People make soap in their garages. Soap is very easy to make, right?
Exactly.
With the resources that you have, right?
They do that in many of these Asian countries.
Exactly. So with the village, like where you grew, where in Western Kenya, Western area of Kenya, with the avocados being so abundant, what can we do with this? You can make avocado soap. You can make avocado oil. You can, do something with the avocado.
The bananas, we could chop them in slices and dry them up, put a little sea salt.
Do something on it,
and seal the bag, and you're selling.
And you sell that.
Banana chips.
So it's our role here is to help them know that there is a lot more that they can do with the resources that they have.
But we can't do that if when we go to Kenya, as a lot of us do, we live like those political goons there. We just like drove tinted vehicles with tinted windows. Like how many of us go?
Oh God, yeah.
Do that. Like when we go there, we want to be like get an Airbnb in Nairobi, and then I go at night and pick my mother up from the village. And I disappear with her to Nairobi. And then, so people.
But there's a reason why that happens. There's a reason why you just go there. You just want to go there and just do absolutely nothing but party. Because you work here for 2-3 years so hard just to make enough money to get out of here, to go there and relax. So it's almost like my vacation.
I guess.
You understand? That's how no, you're not different. You're thinking ahead. You're thinking like how you're supposed to be thinking, right? But it doesn't happen the way it does, the way I'm thinking it should. I have my own ideals and ideology about how things should work. But there are so many other factors that probably hinder this kind of interaction from happening.
I think the biggest factor is that once we stay here a long time, we begin to see our neighbors as a danger. So we build homes and we put fences around them.
Come on, there are fences already in the homes that were there.
No. Let me tell you. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. This is what's wrong with us people in the diaspora. When we go there, we have become elitist. Right? We don't spend time with the people. Hold on. We don't spend time with the people who raised us. We are most afraid of the places we come from. Let me tell you something. From the first time I returned to Kenya in 2006, you can go in that village where I come from, and they can tell you that every time I'm there, I spend more days there than in the big cities or anywhere. One thing that I saw, what people are like, oh, you're going, some jealous people are going to attack you. And I went over there and I said, this is where I grew up. If I don't feel safe where I grew up, where else can I go?
Well, right? This is happening all over Africa, though. In West Africa, too.
Exactly.
I mean, so people have nice homes. They have very beautiful homes, but you can't see it.
Most people do not want a house on a hill on the beach. And people are happy living in a small hut as long as they have food. Their kids are going to school. they're happy.
Yeah,
right?
happy. Yeah.
So a decent life, right? They can improve and they save a little money. And that's what we're asking for of these governments in Kenya, right?
Okay.
So,
all right,
like the
ladies and
people-
gentlemen, we're gonna have to stop it. You know?
9 o'clock and I'm hungry.
Oh my God, I've had a headache all day. Like I'm like, man,
Really? You don't sound like you had a headache at all.
I'm toughing it
He
out.
took some
You see.
aspirin. He
It's
took
so
some aspirin.
important. I took, but I'm not feeling it. I need a tranquilizer.
Oh, you need a horse
Horse
tranquilizer.
tranquilizer, yeah.
Horse tranquilizer.
Horse tranquilizer to go to bed. It's 9 p.m. here.
Okay.
It's around my time, my night.
all right.
So we'll keep doing this and talking as a diaspora. It's like, how do we get what? How do we put our money? Because a lot of us are very critical of those government. What do we need to do? I mean, I would like to see a diaspora bank that loans the government money.
Exactly. I think there is already a diaspora bank. I mean, especially
Okay, so
in
how do
Nigeria
we?
or somewhere.
Can we discuss that?
Let's
in the
discuss
next
that later.
episode,
Yeah.
Next
please?
time.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Africa Straight Talk is presented by me, Emmanuel Nadeau, Edwin Okongo, and Kaboshi Imbunkwa, with the collaboration of Kwesi Wilson, host of the podcast Telling Tall Stories, who is vacationing in Ghana.
Find more episodes on our website, www.africastraighttalk.com. You can also find us wherever you find your podcasts. We are on X at Africans Talk, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram by searching Africa Straight Talk. And of course, don't forget to tell all your friends about us. To become a sponsor of our growing podcast, email us africastraighttalk@gmail.com. Until next time, Mzee Nado.
Thank you for listening to this episode. We invite you to check back here for our next one. In the meantime, be safe, be well, and always love one another.